Bonjour et bienvenue à French with Aranya. Our today's topic is le plus-que-parfait, which corresponds to past perfect tense in English. So let's begin. This tense talks about an action which precedes another action in the past. For example, if I say, when we arrived the cinema, the film had already started. So in this sentence, we have example of two past actions. Let's take the help of time axis to understand this better. So, if this is my time axis, and suppose when I am talking, I am here in present. So, I was saying that when we arrived at the cinema, the film had already started. So, when we arrived at the cinema, that is an action which is done in past. So, that will be here where we will use passé composé. So, passé composé lies in between. And when we talk about the next action, the second action, that when we arrived at the cinema, the film had already started. So, that was an action which happened before this action. So, that will be our plus-que-parfait. So, plus-que-parfait is the action which comes before passé composé. So, this is the first action done in the past. That means the film which had already started will use plus-que-parfait, and for saying that when we arrived at the cinema, for that will be using passé composé. Let's see the formation. So, for the formation, we'll take the subject plus imperfect conjugation of the auxiliary verb. Our auxiliary verb could be either avoir or être depending upon the main verb. The auxiliary verbs are same which we have used in passé composé also. So, we will be using the same in this also. Plus, we will take the past participle of the main verb. For example, if we take finir verb, now we have to take subject plus imperfect of avoir verb. Finir uses avoir as auxiliary. So, the conjugation of avoir with imperfect is j'avais, tu avais, il avait, nous avions, vous aviez, and ils avaient. And the past participle is fini. So, we'll add the past participle to the conjugation and it will become j'avais fini, I had finished. Tu avais fini, you had finished. Elle avait fini, he or she had finished. Nous avions fini, we had finished. Vous aviez fini, you all had finished. And ils avaient fini, they had finished. Let's take an être verb also. Let's see a verb which uses être as auxiliary also. Sortir uses être as auxiliary, and the conjugation of être for imperfect will be j'étais, tu étais, il était, elle était, nous étions, vous étiez, ils étaient, elles étaient. And to this we will be adding past participle of the main verb which is sortir. So, the past participle of sortir is sorti. And now, like we do accordations in passé composé, here also we need to do the accordations with the past participle. That means, if our subject is feminine, then we need to add an extra e. With you also same way, if the subject is feminine, we will be adding extra e, otherwise not. With il, était, it is always masculine, so we'll leave it with sorti only. Elle était is always feminine, so to the past participle, we'll add the e. Nous étions, the past participle is sorti, and because this is plural, we'll be adding s. And if the group is feminine, we can add es to the past participle. With vous also, again, because if it is plural, then we'll be adding s or es if it is feminine group. With il plural, to the past participle, we'll be adding s only. And with el plural, because it's feminine and plural, to the past participle, we'll be adding e and s. So, we need to do the accordations with the past participle like we used to do for passé composé. Let's see some examples and let's understand when do we use plus-que-parfait and when do we use passive composé. First example, je dash quand tu as téléphoné. The verb is déjà sortir. I had already gone when you called. So which action happened first? First I had already gone and then he called up. So in this blank we will be using plus-que-parfait and in the other blank we have passive composé. So to talk about the first action we will be using plus-que-parfait, and for this we will be using être verb first. So être verb imparfait is j'étais, and whenever we have this adverb déjà, it will come in between. So j'étais déjà, past participle of sortir is sorti. So j'étais déjà sorti quand tu as téléphoné. Next one, quand je suis entré, the professeur dash déjà arrivé. When I entered, the professor has already arrived. So the action which happened first was that the professor has already arrived. So this will be our first action and here we'll be using plus-que-parfait. So arrivé also uses être as auxiliary. So we'll be taking again imparfait with il. So which will be il était, and we'll be writing this adverb in between, déjà arrivé. Next one, dès qu'elle dash finit son travail, elle est partie. As soon as she finished her work, she left. So first action is that first she finished her work and then she left. So in the first action we'll be using plus-que-parfait. Finir uses avoir as auxiliary, so we'll be taking imparfait of avoir, elle avait, and past participle of finir is fini. So dès qu'elle avait fini son travail, elle est partie. Next one, aussitôt que vous dash rentrez, vous avez pris des médicaments. As soon as you returned, you have taken the medicine. So first action is that first he returned, then he has taken the medicine. So in this one we'll be using plus-que-parfait. With rentrer we again use être verb. Imparfait of être with vous will be vous étiez, and past participle of rentrer is rentré. So we'll be using rentrer with s. Next one, quand j'ai téléphoné, les enfants dash déjà dormir. When I called up, the kids have already slept. So with dormir uses avoir as auxiliary. So avoir conjugation with il plural will be avait, and past participle of dormir is dormi. Quand j'ai téléphoné, les enfants avaient déjà dormi. So I'll add déjà in between. Déjà is written after the auxiliary verb and before the past participle. Now here's an exercise for you to practice. You can check your answers at the end of the video. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.